Oh, hello.
You all
5
right
years
there, Ben?
later.
5 years. Can't believe it's been 5 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. We just had a look then, didn't we? It was 5 years and a week ago. No, 5 years and a month ago that we've done Good Grief.
It's quite shocking, really.
That don't know, it is. It made me go good grief. And yeah, I'm Aaron. Hello. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Ben. And yeah, we met during our time in film production, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
All those years ago.
At university. And one of the main things that you will learn very, very quickly in this podcast is that Ben always says my name wrong, and he says it as Aaron. And he's the only one, really, that has the luxury of being able to do so. So, yeah, you know, he's quite unique in that sense, aren't you, Benjamin?
I have introduced you, I think, perhaps once with your proper name, and it freaked you out. I remember.
It did. It threw me off. I was like, "Are you all right? Are you okay?" It proper threw me. I've never. It just shocked me that you could pronounce it so well. I was like.
It was quite funny to be fair. Yeah, we did film production, didn't we? And
We did.
that was, we've known each other for 6 years. Must be. Was it 6 years? 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Because it was, but just before uni, and and when we started doing our podcast, it was on the eve of COVID.
And it was more of a radio show as well.
Yeah, that's true. Because we went on the student union. Was it Shock Radio?
And you were failing to do the transitions of the music every single time. Without fail, you would give some kind of metaphor or transition, and you just failed miserably.
I mean, the radio desk is a lot harder than it seems, but I think we were just sort of an upward battle, and it was really funny. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about any music this time around.
Yeah, that's true.
Because all you can hear is our lovely Dorset tones.
Dorset tones.
The footage that we're playing. What are you playing?
I'm playing Uno, classic game night game. You know. What are you playing there?
I am playing Train Sim World 5. I'm about to do a London Paddington to, I want to say Slough? Reading, not Slough. Sorry, Reading. On a on a class 166.
Right.
All right, here we go.
It's not really. I haven't got a clue of any of the words you just said, but I get your drift.
On a train to Reading. That's all I'm on.
Yeah, you're just on a train game. That's all I've fathomed there. I think as well, just a reminder of the birth of Mirror Colchester. Oh, I didn't shout you.
Mirror Colchester.
Yeah.
You didn't shout. Oh, no, yes.
Silly Billy. Game 2 cards, could have won there. Yeah, you instead of Mariah Carey, you was saying Mirror Colchester, which isn't quite.
Yes.
Not quite there.
I can't really remember. This was a conversation, so my music knowledge is really bad, generally speaking. And we were talking about Mariah Carey and her Christmas song, was it? Which I can't remember what her Christmas song is at this very moment.
Are you joking?
Is it All I Want for Christmas?
Yeah.
Is that
Hey, you're learning, Ben. You're learning.
Okay. Yeah, it only took 5 years. And so yeah, I wasn't familiar with her name, but I was with the song.
Oh, why did I do that?
And I've got this terrible trend of mishearing lines and words people say to me, which is really weird because I'm very sensitive to sound. It's just language gets a bit upsy daisy for me.
Comes with its benefits, though.
Selective hearing.
Selective hearing, and 2, it's funny for us when you think that we've said something completely random. But this is the thing, right? You'll say stuff like, I don't know, say something like, "Oh, have you heard about that thing in the paper?" And you go, "Who said what to Jim Haper?" And you'll be like, "What? What? Like you just
It
make
can,
stuff up."
and it's really bad because I genuinely think that was what's being said.
Which, when you think
So
about it, doesn't really make sense as a sentence.
no, no. So, but then I don't know. I surround myself with weird people, so like, who knows if people like I bet you the day something really weird gets said, I won't question it, and
Mm.
then yeah, it'll just be an absolute fail.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. It is also, by the way, we're coming up to Christmas. I've put my tree up. Don't know if you've done
Ooh,
anything of the
we've
sort.
got a small tree. It's a terrible looking tree. Yeah, we haven't put it up, but I think the landlord has because I live in a
Oh,
rented
okay.
place. Oh,
Little
it's
diddy tree.
terrible. Oh, it's not even Christmassy. I wouldn't even call it a tree. It's like the Christmas twig.
Oh, okay. You got a twig. Oh,
Uh,
that is a bit
but
sad.
it's I don't know. It's very nice. I mean, we've got quite a wild history with trees. I don't know if you have, but
What do you mean by
we
that?
had
Wild
a
history of trees? How can you have a wild history of trees? I'm intrigued.
no, we had a Christmas tree one year, and we decided because I think we generally speaking we've always had sort of fake plasticky trees, which
Oh,
isn't a
okay.
bad thing, you know. But one year we decided to have a real tree, and the pines were just so flaky; they flaked off everywhere, and there were pines in our house for like 5 years afterwards.
Mm. Well, you say this, but even though I've got a fake tree, I always get little tiny fake tree bits on mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
still find bits from the old one. And earlier on when I was putting it up, I was just looking at all the mess on the floor thinking, Jesus, have I really got to do this all over again? I'm keeping
ooh.
mine up until the end of January, me. I'm not...
End of January. That's
Yeah,
bold.
I'm not...
Some
I'm not messing them out, putting that back up in a couple of weeks. It's not worth the effort.
Oh my goodness me. End of
Little LED.
January.
Do Christmas lights on your tree? Are they cheaper than your bulb in your ceiling? I don't know. Energy wise, electricity wise, someone let me know. Because
Suppose I'll find out. What's on
I'm
the
not.
top of your tree? Is it a star? Have
It
you got
is
a
a
tree top?
star. Yeah, yeah.
Fancy.
It's not really a. Yeah, it's just.
People put all sorts on the top of their tree.
Do they?
I think so.
What do you mean?
Like,
Like what?
oh, I don't know. You get all sorts of the amount of tat you get over the Christmas period, and just tat in general. Like oh no, I suppose angels are cute, but
Hmm.
you just
Well,
get
depends on the angel.
depends on the angel.
Hmm. I've seen some ugly, like looking tree toppings in my time.
My time. Do you remember that little tree you bought in
Oh, in the
that
shop
shop
just down
around
the
the corner
road.
from you? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it had little white. Like basically, it's one of those little diddy plant pot trees that you get. That's
Mm.
real, but about maybe what is it like? 1 2 feet, 2 feet tall.
Two
Um,
feet.
1 1 feet. I don't know my measurements.
It was like 30 centimeters,
Oh.
wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, we'll go with that. That sounds more reasonable. 30 centimeters large,
Oh.
30 centimeters small, and it was covered in this little white stuff, dust, snow, fake snow, and I think
Right.
that's what made it die. It wasn't me. It was the fake snow.
It wasn't you.
Um,
Well,
yeah,
didn't it have like little? Wasn't it? Was it fakes? What they
yeah,
did
yeah.
something.
Because
They
I
put
tried
snow all
taking it
over it.
off and it wouldn't come off. Wouldn't come off.
Oh.
I did try putting it outside, seeing if that'd help it grow, and it didn't. It just withered away, the poor thing. And
Oh
I thought
God.
Christmas trees were supposed to be like, made of rock hard stuff.
Mm.
But no, no. It was.
Well, I've been looking into weirdly enough bonsai trees recently
Oh, you have.
because I've been trying to like. So I had a bonsai tree in a box, like a packet, a few years ago for Christmas, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to get back into that? Problem is, anyone who knows anything about gardening, or keeping plants. There's a lot more that goes into it than just having a tree, not having a tree, having a plant. Bonsai trees are like 10 times that because you've got to clip them in a special way and all this and all that. I've even bought a bloody hydrometer for my room so I can measure the humidity and the temperature.
I still can't believe that, by the way.
I don't know if I can be bothered. I've got the hydrometer, so at least I know the moisture of the room. But I can... slipping away from my bonsai interest.
Yeah, I don't know why you got that. It's not even a Christmassy tree, really.
Well, I mean, it could be. Could be a Christmassy tree. It's Christmas somewhere.
Could it? Could it though?
Do the Japanese celebrate Christmas?
I have no idea. I'm assuming so. Yeah. I mean, God, we're so out of touch with the world. What are your speaking of actually? What are your Christmas traditions, Benjamin?
Well, I was having to think about this, and my Christmas tree. We don't really have. I'm going to overshoot the station. That's my Christmas tradition. No, Christmas traditions. We don't really have any apart from. So we never had a chimney growing up in our little house. So what we had was this little wooden plaque that we'd hang on the door.
Okay.
And it would say Santa's Magic Key.
Okay.
And I'd always hang that up on the door so that Santa could get in, which I thought was quite cute. But I was thinking, like, logistically of it, I would hang it outside my bedroom door. So really, you'd have to get in anyway.
Well, you don't think of these things, do you? You know, as a wee little bonny lad, you just sort of... Oh, I'll just hang this key outside my bedroom door and it'll be fine. Santa's still getting... Oh, dear.
What about you?
That's cute.
What traditions are in the Daniels household?
Traditions are in our household. Well, there's a few traditions that we didn't really want to be traditions, like the, which I've probably told you about before, which is where 2 years on the trot, I walked in on my mum and dad having the bit of a hoo ha hee ha rompy wompy, and yeah, not the best thing you want to see Christmas morning. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
Think is right. The second year, I don't know why I didn't learn my lesson and think, right, let's not go into the bedroom first thing with presents in hand, by the way, so I couldn't shut the door properly.
Right. Hold on, how old were you?
Oh, I don't know. Probably secondary school age. So around that period. I'm not sure when. But yeah.
Right.
Dear me.
I mean, talk about stocking fillers.
Yeah. Not the kind you'd appreciate.
Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, so...
That is wild.
2 years
I
on
mean,
the trot.
you can't say Christmas wasn't boring in the Daniels household.
Well, that is true, yeah. Current traditions, I don't really have any. I mean, my mum and dad go away for Christmas, which is quite good, to be fair. Quite like it, because it's just... Well, yeah, we can spend Christmas at home then. And it's just less hectic, really, isn't it? It's just a day, really, for me. I don't see it as a special occasion anymore, which is sad. But,
I get that. Would you ever go abroad for Christmas?
I mean, it's the cheapest time, isn't it? It's cheapest.
Is it?
Well, yeah, I imagine so, because everyone just wants to stay at home, and everywhere's kind of wintry. So, well, not everywhere, really.
Yeah, I was going to say depends where you go. Well, we went to where did we go? We went to Lanzarote the year before for Christmas, and that was really nice. And it's really weird actually because winter is such a cold month, and when you're in somewhere like Lanzarote, you don't feel the heat at all. It feels like you're in summer. It was so nice. Honestly, I would definitely recommend.
So, you kind of nice warm, not horrendous warm, because you know me, I don't like temperature at all.
No. I think yeah, if you were ever to go to a hot country, definitely go um, sometime in the winter because then it's not overwhelmingly hot
Mm.
and it's quite you get especially in like the Canary Islands because they're all exposed to the sea and the ocean and things. So you've always got that nice windy uh, breeze as well as a bit of warm.
Mm.
I think.
True.
But yeah, I think just touching on that because you said how Christmas, it just feels like a day.
Mm.
I get that. I don't feel. I had a bit. I felt like that for a few years, but now I'm sort of coming back to sort of feeling more Christmassy.
You're getting a bit giddy.
A little bit.
What's changed that?
Um, I don't know. I think being with family is like a big thing for me.
Mm.
Like I don't know, you sort of go through a period where like, oh, it's childish and all the rest of it, but then you start to realize, well, it's just a really nice time.
To
Like the
get
sort of
together.
yeah, that's what I mean. And pull crackers, tell a few terrible, terrible jokes,
True.
and yeah, just I think what Christmas is about is just being together. I think.
Mm. That is true. I will. I
Trying to.
think as well, like people that have got kids probably appreciate it more in that sense.
That's true.
Um, or even grandkids, kids, just kids in the family, because then it's more exciting because you're like, oh, you want to see what the reaction is, you want to see whether they're going to cry over a doll that they didn't want,
Oh my god.
um, or that they did want and they've not got. Who's going to
Oh
fight
dear.
who? Arguments. That's always a big thing that everyone talks about on Christmas.
Oh really?
Um,
Do you have Christmas arguments or
no,
have had?
not really. I mean, there's always arguments about making food, isn't there? Really, like who's going to make what, who's going to do
Oh
what.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
that's fair.
So
We're not really a arguey bunch, to be fair. We just sort of stick the TV on and then chill out for a bit. Um, are you, do you watch the monarch speech? I
do
was
I
going to say the
balls?
Queen's
What
speech.
do I
Do I
watch?
balls?
Why on
You're
earth?
not going to watch the King?
No. Someone will tell me about it anyway. So
Someone will tell me. What about? Oh, well, we've got a few this year, haven't we? We've got Doctor Who, Wallace and Gromit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
What are they all monarchs? Are they? What are you on about here?
no, just special viewings.
Oh, I
Also,
see.
have you ever seen a film called Watership Down?
Yeah, the rabbit.
Why is
And
why is that affiliated with Christmas? It's a
I,
brutal,
I don't
tremendous,
know. I think it's
terrible tragedy film.
just because of the snow. I think I don't think there's any real
The snow.
reason other than the snow.
I remember the blood more than the snow. I can't like from that film. I can't remember. Yeah, no, the
So you're
snow.
saying you reckon Watership Down should be a horror film rather than a
Well, it is, isn't it?
well, I
It's
mean,
it's
yeah,
definitely a
but
thriller.
like it's yeah. I mean, when as definitions come and go, it's definitely not got that
I mean,
vibe, has it?
people are always debating whether Doctor Who's a kiddies show or whatever, but Watership
Mm,
Down is like it seriously toes the line. I've overshot the
yeah.
station again.
Oh,
I'm not doing well here.
I mean, I don't
Not
know.
doing well here.
When you're on about stuff that is coming out this Christmas, you mentioned Wallace and Gromit. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that
Mm.
very much. So, I think there's an art and craft element that really is missed in film, really, in terms of that sort of thing. Even when it comes down to not just like claymation and stuff like that, but puppetry, manual prop making and special effects in film and
Oh,
stuff. It's something that people do miss, and whenever it happens, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, oh we miss this. This is far better." Oh, but then,
yeah. I mean, it sort of helps everyone, really, I think, because the actors, Ian
mm,
McKellen, when he was working on the Hobbit films, he was surrounded with green screens and little
Yeah.
cutouts of the actors around him, and he literally started to break down and cry because he couldn't act in the ways that he needed to, because it just feels very, what's the word, mechanical.
Mm,
I don't know if you haven't seen Wicked yet, have you?
not the film, no.
The
Oh,
film.
they're putting me off. We'll go into that later, right? You carry on.
Okay. Well, the film employs a lot of practical effects, like the wizard's sort of mechanical face, the city of Oz, um,
Oh, yeah,
which
wasn't
is
the
not.
train fully made as well? Like, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, it was, because when we were shooting our production for ITV,
Mm,
um, they were Wicked were also shooting in Sky Studios as well, and we were able to go and see the train. We were able to go and see some parts of the City of Oz as well. So,
mm,
you walking around this amazing set, seeing, you know, literally just beautiful talent go into some of these sets.
mm.
And it's quite sad, really, because that's the minority of films now, because the majority
Yeah.
of films are that some small set pieces, and then most of it is CGI.
Mm, true. It does make you wonder, like, because obviously CGI, I assume, was added in because one, people thought it was cool, but also two, it's time saving. Because,
Yeah,
but is it money saving? That's my question.
it depends. It really depends. Like, it depends how you've shot it. I think it's yeah. It all depends on what's on the page. So,
Mm,
like, it's one of those where every time you use CG, you should say, well, right, okay, how is it going to benefit the actors? I think, because
mm,
I think when you take away that physical element, you're really taking away a part of their performance as well. I think
okay.
it also depends on who you're working with, because actors change. Their work streams vary from actor to actor. Right, there we go.
I
I'm
think
approaching this.
not only that, but I'm assuming with like prop making and stuff, obviously that's going to be expensive because you have to do it all individually and manually. But
Yeah.
same can be said for green screen. 'Cause surely you're going to be charged for the amount of work and effort that's gone into making the assets for the world building and the
Mm.
So it's still quite a big, quite,
Oh,
quite a big money eater, money burner,
money consumer.
consumer
Right.
burner.
Here we go.
The
Here we go.
world.
Oh, I've done it again. Have
Yeah,
I? Done it
what
again.
you've missed?
Oh, actually. Oh,
Have you got it? Have you done it?
I have,
Mm,
but only by. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's because
what?
I'm doing a multiple stop. Because on the last few times I've just done one station stops, but now it's different ball game.
Making
But yeah,
excuses
no.
here.
Excuse. I think when it comes to films, yeah, there's a lot of money that gets spent. Have you heard of Red One that's come out recently? The
I've
Christmas film
seen
with The
the
Rock.
yeah, I've seen the pictures of it. I'm not.
One fifth of the budget, which I think one fifth of the budget was allocated to The Rock's salary. So I think The Rock got
Jeez.
$50 million for that.
I mean,
But
that's just
it's
insane, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
come off it.
come off it.
Oh, you don't need to do another film for years at that rate.
You'd think.
Oh,
You would think.
God.
Well,
Then again, the suits and the cars and anyway.
yeah, yeah, it's sort of not turning out as much as it was expected. It's a flop. It's been out since the start of November. It's only on a 250 million budget. Um, it's only made back 160 million, and that's
Really?
with international markets as well.
God.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be a cult film, maybe. Have you got any favorite cult films?
No. No, I
Hmm.
haven't. Not really. I tell you what I do want to go back to, though. I want to go back to Wicked, because I know you mentioned that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I said, oh, we'll come back to that. I don't really want to come back to it, but I'll come back to it. Because as much as I love theatre, and I love
Yeah.
going to see the Wicked musical because it is just amazing.
Mm.
And now the issue I've got is they're just weird in interviews, aren't they? Like, I know everyone keeps saying it, and it's obvious,
Yeah.
but there's a part of me that thinks that it could just be a marketing ploy, but then also a part of me is like, is it though, or is it just them? Do you know what I mean? Like,
The
you
press
don't
tour
know.
in the crying that's been happening.
Mm.
I get what you mean. I don't know. I mean, it could be a response to how overwhelming. It could be like the response to how positive the film, because like I don't think neither of them have been in quite
Big
the
film.
yeah. I because obviously Ariana, she's had she's been all over the world, done
Mm.
tours, musical tours. Um, but I think what it stems from is because both of them, basically, Wicked was a very high passion project, especially for Ariana. So I think it's a combination of all that, and they must have done so. It must have been such a heavy like shoot because they were doing singing, they were doing dancing.
That's true. They're probably knacking, aren't
Yeah,
they?
and
That
they've
they've
had to
probably
do.
got PR guy in their ear going, "Do you know what? That was beautiful. That was great. That was crying. That they loved the crying. Do that every time, and we've got it. We've won it."
I don't think I see what you mean, but I'm not sure if I think they'd probably shout that guy down.
Yeah, they would. Yeah. I don't think Cynthia Garvo is the type of person to
No,
take that from anybody.
definitely not. I mean, I'm not familiar much with John Shu's work, the guy, the director. I think
Mm.
he's done quite a lot of musicals, hasn't he? But
Yeah.
I'm 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 not that big of a musical
Well,
guy.
I heard that they did all the singing live while they were doing all the stunts and things, which is pretty impressive. But whether that's
Mm,
the take, see now again, this is one of those things where it's movie magic because yeah, you can say that you filmed it and recorded it live on set. That doesn't mean you took the vocals from that recording where you did the stunts.
yeah,
You can still take the recording from the other takes you
scratch
did
that.
where you didn't do the
Yeah,
the stunts and use it. So it's a bit of a
half and half.
gimmick, and yeah.
Right. Well, I try not to consume too much of a film's press after it's been released because I think it can really make or break a film. Like, if I'm unsure on a film, then I'll sort of lean toward more of the okay, let's see what everyone else says. But
Mm.
if I know I'm gonna sort of like the film, I'll try not to watch anything at all. But I mean, I suppose with people on the fence, Wicked, it's quite hard to not see some of the viral moments that are being shared. Um,
Mm.
like I was on the fence with Cats. You went to go see Cats, didn't you? What did you think of Cats?
Yeah, I mean, no.
No.
There was one bit that I liked, and that's just because I liked the song, and that was
Was
Mistopheles,
that
is their song.
Memories?
No, Magical
No?
Mistopheles.
Oh, I see.
Um, Memories is the most popular one, but I don't. Just wasn't as good, personally.
Mm,
I
I
mean,
get that. Well, I I was on the fence with that because I haven't seen the original theatre production of Cats. So I was like, okay, maybe this is my chance to sort of hop in on that sort of. I was going to say a franchise, but I don't know if it is it a franchise, that sort of IP. Anyway, that sort of thing.
Mm.
But then the sort of cat, even when the trailer was released, the anthropomorphic weird CG. I don't know, something didn't feel right. Uncanny Valley was
Uncanny
the feeling I felt.
Valley. Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, have you heard of you know what that
No,
is? Don't
no
you?
idea.
Okay, Uncanny Valley is when you've got a human face. So if you've got a scale of it, on one end you've got a human face, on the other you've got like definitely not a human face.
Mm.
Uncanny Valley is anything in between. So like
Oh, okay,
weird
that
cat
is weird. Yeah.
faces, and then sort of like dolls. That's sort of like the Uncanny Valley genre. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, when I saw that trailer, I was like, don't know if it's for me. I mean, you'll never see Judy Dench in a cat suit again,
Well, I don't think I want to
which is
see Judi Dench
for
in a
better
cat.
or for worse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again. Oh, the fact that we have to say again is a worrying thing, really. Oh,
Oh, what are your thoughts on the length of Wicked?
what? It's going to be a two-parter.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really comment until I've seen it, I suppose, because it depends
Oh, that's true.
on the content. Because if it deems it worthy, then I can understand. Because if they're adding stuff into it, like a bit of backstory and a bit more,
Yeah.
because a lot of the story really in the theatrical element is told through the music, isn't it? I suppose.
That's very true.
So yeah.
I found it. A lot of people have saying it sort of dragged, and I understand it from a degree. But I think if you're noticing the length of a film, something else has gone wrong for you to lose attention. I think, and
Okay.
people will
Do you
hop
know
on the
what?
bandwagon.
I'll agree with you there. And the reason I agree with you is because I've just been watching a Netflix thing. What is it? That thing about the Menendez brothers, monsters, Menendez. Anyway, it's good. And
What's
there's
the Menendez brothers?
it's these two American brothers who killed their parents.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's like where they just do a TV series of it, that kind of
Oh,
vibe.
like true crime.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, there's an episode in it where it's like 33 minutes of just this one shot in a room where he's just telling his story. And it's really good. And all it does, it's just static. The only thing it does is just very, very slowly throughout the entire thing, just a zoom in on his face. Well, zoom in, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty good.
That's quite bold.
It is.
I wonder if
For a
so.
TV
What do
show,
you
anyway. Because, know,
Yeah.
the actors do it all the time in theatre and stuff like that. So essentially, it's one of them where if you do like theatre and stuff like that, then yeah, you probably will just sit there through it. But my thoughts are, would someone that likes just normal TV, scene after scene after scene after scene, beat after beat, would they appreciate that episode, or would they get bored of it?
I don't know. I mean, which episode?
It's like
Does it
halfway
lie
in.
sort of toward the middle? Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose if you I'd say more likely if it's toward the start of
Yeah.
of the series. But
You're
if it's midway
invested.
in- also, right? How long did you say it was? 33 minutes. Or
Yeah,
30?
yeah.
One, many questions come to mind. Is one, how many pages of dialogue is that? Two, that must have been such a stressful day for like the actor because they've got to deliver that entire monologue without. I mean, is it chopped up into? Is it?
No,
Is
no,
it?
it's just all one shot. Yeah.
Are there no cuts?
No cuts.
Oh,
And well, you see, I was having this conversation with David, and I was saying, well, everyone says, "Oh wow," but then they do it in theatre all the time. And
that's true.
the other thing is as well, like, let's think about it. That was probably the cheapest shot the cheapest episode for them to make. And then the other thing is, there's people that have done far more advanced, like The Haunting of Hill House, where they've got that episode in The Haunting of Hill House where it's just all one shot, one episode. Well, I think almost all one shot. Just and a horror as well, like really good. And it goes into different rooms, up the stairs. They got winch shafts pulling the bloody dolly up, and cameraman with a steady cam, and it's just great.
Oh wow!
That
Have
is
you
an
ever
episode
seen?
that I recommend you watch if you've never seen it.
Well, I'm intrigued now. Who are the sort of main actors in that?
I'm not good with
It's okay.
names. I don't know.
Don't worry.
I think the guy that directed it is called Mike something. I could also be wrong on that. I can't even remember my name half the time.
No, it's all have you ever seen Boiling Point with
No.
I see there we go. I can't think of his name. Boiling Point, you know what it's about though. You've heard of Boiling Point?
I haven't actually.
It's basically it's about this Scouse chef who owns a kitchen.
I think I have.
And it was it was a film first, and then they developed it into a TV series. But the film is all improv. Well, it's scripted improv, and it's all one shot. So you get really sort of natural moments where things are a bit chaotic, as you would imagine, as they are in a kitchen. And it's really amazing because you don't the camera just sort of flows between each scene, and it's just so organic. There's 1917. There are definitely like fake sort of hidden cuts in there, but Boiling Point, it's all. I think they had it in about 3 takes. I think Boiling Point, so they shot the whole film 3 times. Such an amazing piece of artistry, because
I do always wonder why, like what makes someone put that in a film or TV show. Do you know what I mean? What makes them decide, you know what? Let's do an episode where we just do this. Is it a gimmick? Is it to sort of like a talking point, or what?
Well, in TV, that episode where it's just one shot, or usually what you'll get in TV series, especially if it's quite a high budget. Well, not even that. Sometimes you'll get what are called filler episodes.
Yeah.
Where the set changes will be minimal. All the sort of dynamics will be contained into one area. Doctor Who had a filler episode quite early on in their production, because back in the 1960s they were like, oh, Doctor Who's it's not doing very well, and so we won't expect it to be sort of successful. So they wrote this episode in, but then obviously Daleks just the popularity of the show surged after Daleks, but they still had this episode where it was just contained in the TARDIS. It was called The Edge of Destruction, and they were like, the TARDIS is going to blow up, and it was just all in the one set. So yeah, there are these sort of examples of filler episodes in different shows.
It is weird, isn't it? Because I suppose it depends. I think some series probably do have a motive because it's cheaper, and some have a motive because it's making them unique. And I suppose also, in that sense, they're trying to be innovative, aren't they?
Yes.
And switch it up a bit.
I think, TV is really an interesting medium, because I don't know if you've seen Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a really, really good piece of TV, because it hadn't really been trialed in a series before, where the main character changes from a very sort of not aggressive, but like Walter White turns from a very sort of peaceful, slightly angry guy who's got a lot of problems going on, to a very, very aggressive character change.
I thought you were going to say caricature. Then.
Caricature. He turns into a puppet by the end. But no, it's really good. Are there any?
I've had a message off my dad. He says Red One.
Oh.
He's him and me more watch Red One, and he says it's a great film. A must watch. It's a bit like Men in Black in a way, with great mythological creatures and sci-fi buddies, and about Xmas.
Oh, how interesting!
Yeah.
I'll have to. I mean,
That sounds like a lot in a film. Like it was stuff you wouldn't put. Oh yeah, weird.
Do you have a favorite sort of Christmassy film? Because I'm very. I don't know. I get new Christmas films, but I'm not. It takes a lot for a new film to sort of break the Christmas mold for me.
I think Christmas is one of them where you stick with whatever you've grown up with. So, or your Home Alone,
I love Home
you know, or your original Santa Claus films, and they're the best really for me.
Definitely.
And then I think again though, kids growing up these days, I don't know whether they would say the same or whether they'd say something like, well, Red One, maybe someone's favourite Christmas film in 20 years.
My goodness me. I can't even think of Christmas films recently. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's like Christmas songs as well. Like, when have you had a number one hit that's not been a charity single? Like Christmas song. Do you know what I mean?
Asking the wrong person.
It's always Miracle Chester. And,
exactly
you know.
what I mean. Exactly what I mean. I mean, what was it? Was it Band-Aid? Was that the...
Oh, Band-Aid, yeah. Do you know the words?
Do they know it's Christmas time?
Oh, I thought I was like, I'll challenge you here because I don't know if you're saying it because you don't know.
I wouldn't have known had I not sung the song. That's it. I remember.
I don't know why I'm judging you because I'm rubbish with music as well.
There's that really good interview with Jack Black on the Graham Norton show, and Elton John is there, and Jack's saying I get melodies, but I don't know the words. And Jack goes to Elton John, "What's that song that you did?" He's like,
Oh yeah.
And Elton just looks at Graham Norton like, "What the fuck's he on about?"
Yeah, I do remember that.
I am literally like that. That is the vibe.
You're a bit like that with hearing though as well.
I am.
That's the perfect.
I don't know what
analogy.
he said to me, but I could tell you the way in which he said it.
Oh dear me.
Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna overshoot it again.
You're a bit rubbish at that game.
You know I'm not. It's just
know how to play.
Do
you even know what a train
on.
is?
No, it goes chew. There we go. Oh dear. I mean, look at that, eh?
Christmas time. Bloody hell.
Oh
How
my
many days
goodness
is it
me.
now? What are we on? 15? 10
10
days? Jeez.
10 days. On the 10th day of Christmas, my sweet love said to me...
Oh no, where's the mute button? Hang on. What are you a last minute shopper, or are you get everything done nice and early shopper?
Nice and early. Especially with postal services being the way they are. There's no dig on the postal service. I'm just saying it's a very busy.
Sure.
It's a very busy time.
What Ben's saying is you can trust Amazon more than you can Royal Mail.
No, we accept all types of carrier services here. Other parcel services are available.
Just don't go Yodel.
Yeah, don't get me started. So yeah, I like to go. I like to do it early because I don't know. I find it really. I love buying presents for people because I used to find it really difficult. But what quite egotistically, what I do is I try and have a look for gifts I would like, and then
Okay.
sort of toward the last minute, I'm like, maybe, and then I find it. It's the way I sort of find gifts.
I
What about
mean,
you?
yeah, I don't really have the same. I used to really, really like giving gifts to people, but
Yeah,
these days I'm like, do you know what's the point? Because we all buy everything that we ever need for ourselves these days anyway.
that's
Really,
very true.
realistically. So if you ever buy
Mm.
anything, anyone, it's gonna be something just really completely random, something that's a gimmick, or because what do you buy people? Everybody's got everything,
Um, I
unless
mean, it
you're a kid.
it's a good way to sort of. I think it I think you can buy very thoughtful gifts, but they don't have to be very what's the word? You can buy a very thoughtful gift that doesn't cost a lot, is what I'm trying to get at.
Mm. And
Like,
also, don't be afraid to ask somebody what they want. I
no, no,
am a. I always say to people, I tell you what, I'll tell you what I want, because it'll probably be nothing really. But
mm,
like for example, my mum and dad bought me a little Hoover, like a Hoover,
oh,
um,
did you get?
cordless
Was it
Hoover.
Henry?
Because no, I already had a Henry, but it was driving me mad because I had to take it out of under the stairs, plug it in, to carry it everywhere. It was very old
Okay.
fashioned in that sense. God, I sound like such a hard done by person.
Oh,
And I was like, do you know what? I just want something that I can just grab, hoover, put back in
yeah,
its place. I don't want all the
100%.
faff. These days we've got barely any time to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
now,
I
it's
get that.
very much work to sit.
Willing to sit. Oh, goodness me. Well, yeah, I like to find gifts that make people laugh
Mm.
because I've asked the family this year what people would like, and they don't really, and they've come back and said they don't know, which is
Yeah.
it's
I'm
difficult because then
telling
you
you,
have
it's
to try
because
and
everybody
interpret.
knows they've already got everything, Ben. This is the problem.
Mm, aye,
You're running into
maybe
that wall.
maybe we should like go around people's houses before Christmas and
This is what we
oh,
need to
this has
do.
stopped
We need to
working.
take the batteries out of the remote. I know what you need. Some
Create the
AAA.
demand.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
can't think of a present. Let's break something. Oh,
Aye.
no, that could work. To be fair.
I was going to say something about a gift I got, and I can't remember because it's left my brain.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10 out of
Well,
10
you're
podcast
not
will be
going to
right
tell
there.
me what gift you got me, are you? I hope.
No, you'll. I can't wait for you to see what gifts I've got you. It's going to be very good. Yeah, you'll have to find out.
See, I don't know whether I believe you or not.
No.
I feel a bit sus.
I'm being genuine.
Oh,
Being
okay.
genuine. I think. Well, sort of on the topic of previous gifts I've given people. I gave my mum's boyfriend last year a what was it? What did I give him? A trading card game on the motorway service stations.
You what?
I think your dad would really like one of those, you know. Come to think of it,
What, my dad?
you know,
A trading
because
card game on
he's a
motorway
trucker.
service stations? You
Yeah,
think
yeah,
my
yeah.
dad?
So like it's a pack of cards, and it's like top trumps, but for motorway service stations.
Jesus Christ.
Have you not heard that?
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know. Dad, tell me if you're into that. Ben will get it you for
motorway
Christmas, I'm sure.
service.
Oh, dear
I think,
me.
yeah, I think Mum and Kev they had about half an hour worth of fun, and then never played it again.
I mean, motorway saving. That's the most like
Well, I used to.
unique. There's all sorts of top trumps, isn't there? You can create your own these days. You can just
Aye, which is great. I mean, I've been like probably the king of terrible presents because I used to get my sister like a cat pooing calendar for
Cat pooing calendar. What
yeah, I
more
think
could
for
she
about
want?
3 years. I think I did that for about 3 years, and then she was like, "Can you not?"
Oh.
My lesson was well learned.
My dad says, is it like a rubbish monopoly?
Is it
I
like a
suppose.
rubbish monopoly?
Yeah, kind of.
Top trumps.
It's,
It's more of a you split the deck in half, you shuffle it, split the deck in half, and then each card has its own statistics.
and
And then
whoever's got the biggest number wins, isn't it? I suppose.
yeah, I haven't played Top
What
Trumps.
on earth? Hang on. What are the categories on motorway service stations?
I would
Does
imagine.
it have a restroom? What's the
Yeah,
quality of the food?
cleanliness, facilities,
How many spaces?
parkability.
Parkability. I can't believe that is a thing. That's
Cheapness. I don't know if those are things. I'm just talking out my ass here.
quietness.
Quietness. That's a good one actually, because you don't want to.
You don't want a busy motorway service station. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Aye. What other gifts have I got people over the years? Have you got anyone any particularly wild gifts?
Any wild gifts? Not off the top of my head that I can think of. Not necessarily Christmas gifts, but I did buy myself a gift once that was just that Elmo costume. Do you remember that Elmo costume?
The Elmo costume.
I drove a bus in that Elmo. Well, I didn't. I sat in the bus seat.
The closest you ever got to becoming a furry.
Yeah, and I think that's the closest I will ever get. I don't think it goes any further than that. I think it just stops there. It's like a false start, if you will.
What happened to that Elmo costume?
Well, it just got really decrepit and just got binned, I think.
Oh no!
Yeah, poor Elmo's on a tip somewhere.
Would you ever get another one?
I don't know. I don't see like the purpose of why I would get another one.
What led you to get one in the first place?
Oh well, that was when Omegle was a thing, and you'd just go on Omegle and just be in an Elmo costume, and it was fun.
I see. Oh my god!
You'd just be there, and you'd be like, "Hi, my name's Elmo." And then,
It is shocking how accurate your Elmo impression is. I will not. I will say.
thanks, I appreciate it.
There we go. I didn't overshoot this station. For once.
What, you didn't?
I didn't know. But it is an awfully large station. Oh, I showed up early as well. Look at that.
Go, riveting entertainment here.
Riveting entertainment. Unlike the real train.
For free as well.
I
For
was
free.
on time.
Unlike the real trains. Oh.
Well, yeah, there was. I mean, Northern today was saying how they're not running trains on 12 routes or something. Can you imagine?
Over Christmas as well.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad had to go with the Elmo costume, and he almost killed himself because it was snowy, and he ran. Just thinking about it now. He ran down the path. I don't even know if it was snowing at this point, actually. I don't think it was. And he ran down the path. And because he couldn't see because of the Elmo helmet, the clothesline literally did the definition of clotheslining him and just yanked him by the neck and just made it. Oh,
is there a video?
Dear. I think there is somewhere on Facebook a video. Oh, we'll have to find it. I'm sure my dad will find it somewhere. Oh, it was funny.
My goodness.
Oh,
So what happened? He saw the Elmo costume. He ran because he was shit scared.
No, he put it on and ran.
Oh.
I don't even know if he was running. He probably was just walking, to be fair. Which is, I think that's even funnier. Oh.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah, dangerous things.
I don't think I've I don't know if I've ever been in a costume quite
As
as
elaborate.
intricate as an elf. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it's intricate. It's just a onesie with a onesie with a cardboard sphere for a head.
Where did you get it from? Was it Amazon?
I think it was eBay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think it
Second-hand
shipped all the
costume.
way from China for about 80
Oh, wow.
quid, I think it was. That was mainly delivery,
That's
though.
dedication.
But it was worth it. It was worth it.
Bloody hell.
It was all for charity, you see. I had a little bit of a... well, it wasn't. It was just a benefit of it. I went and did a little charity fundraiser at work at the time.
Oh, nice.
Because I was working in... where was I working? I was working in Sainsbury's. And I was on the checkout.
Was it Elmo?
As Elmo, yeah. And then I was off the checkout, and then I was stacking the shelves, and then yeah, it was great. That was how I got to be able to sit in a bus seat, because I got the bus as Elmo.
Oh.
Made my sister go with me.
Did that make headlines?
No, did it, Ek? Did it make
do you
headlines? Elmo on bus.
Well, no, that sounds like something you'd find in the local paper.
Sesame Street's latest transport.
Boxed into Sesame Street.
In the tabloids.
I know, you know.
I mean, this was. Don't forget, this was back when the internet didn't go as viral as it does these days. Mike, no, it wasn't. It wasn't actually.
Well,
I'm
no,
talking
no, it
out
wasn't.
my bum crack there. Really,
I was going to say, because wasn't that what 2013, something like that.
I haven't got a clue what year it was. But if that's the year, then you're a bit of a stalker.
I mean, people go in the paper for all sorts. There's a picture of me in the paper when I was about, I want to say 3 or 4, eating blue spaghetti with the health minister at the time. I can't remember. She's the
Blue spaghetti with the health minister.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Wales.
There was this weird event that I can't really remember in which they were doing. It was like a food sciencey thing. It was like rethinking how we eat and show food or whatever. And there's a picture of me looking weirdly at blue spaghetti.
Right.
With this lady. Who I
Probably
thought was
pulling the
very
face I'm pulling right now, to be honest.
nice. Probably. You're looking
me.
bemused.
Yeah, just a bit. I can't.
Try blue spaghetti.
Why? Surely it's the same flavour, just looks different.
You'd think that.
Well,
but
mind
then
you, there's this weird phenomena, isn't there, about people like putting food colouring in different fruit and then feeling like they're tasting the other fruit. Have you ever heard of that? So people will put like blue food colouring in strawberries, and then because the strawberries are blue, they'll think they're eating blueberries. Weird.
That's so weird. So like you're tricking your brain to
Yeah.
thinking you're having a food that you're not.
Yeah.
How peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't know what I think about that.
Aye. Well,
Weirdness.
on that on that note, that's about an hour now that we've been
That is.
chatting away. So,
Right.
well,
We'll have to wrap it up, and we're on next week, same time.
We are. We talked about absolutely all sorts. Christmas, TV, bit of background.
Blue spaghetti.
My mum and dad having rumpy pumpy.
Rumpy pumpy.
Elmo getting clotheslined.
I think we've covered a good amount of topics.
Aye.
You won't find this on any conventional television
No,
show.
you won't find this on Good Morning, would you?
No.
Cool.
With Holly Willoughby and whoever else.
I mean,
there is down there.
wow. No, they're long gone, mate. Have you not heard about the whole Philip Schofield and?
Well, no. I know Phil's not there anymore, but Holly's still there, isn't she?
I don't. I feel like she went shortly after. I'm sure she did.
she?
Yeah, you need some catching. You need to get catching up. Actually, no, don't watch that. Don't watch that. I'll think less of you.
If I follow, would you still like me if I followed celebrity gossip?
Maybe, but I wouldn't like you to follow This Morning because I'd feel like you're getting a bit old man territory there. So just be on the side of caution there.
Understandable.
Right. Well,
Aye,
it's been lovely.
it has indeed.
See you in a bit.
Good to get back into it, and have a good. See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a on anything, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're on everything. We're a bit
Indeed.
like chlamydia in that sense. We get everywhere.
Or
So
the French Empire.
yeah. So just give us a bit of a follow, and we'll make you itching for more. See you in a bit.
Bloody hell.